Hey everybody, welcome back to Doc's Autos, and we're still working on the 1952 Chevy Styleline Deluxe. All right everybody, welcome back. In the last video, we left off with getting the doors back on the Chevy and taking a look at some of the body lines where we had some other damage on the fenders or the quarter panels. And what we're going to do now is work on getting off these pieces of trim, seeing what our damage is here, behind here. There's a big dent here you can see, and see what we have to do to get that cleaned up, as well as go around some of the other areas here, such as this mystery damage that I discovered, and dent here to pull, and some other places where I've worked on some of the dents already and hit them with filler. So, before we get into that, we'll say this video is sponsored by My Paycheck and Unicorn Farts, and both are running out shortly. So, go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button below most importantly, and help us make more great videos for you. So, here we go. So the first plan of attack is going to be to get this piece of trim off here and take a look at that crease and see what we can do to pull that out and get it matched up to the door. Yeah. Well, I was going to go and get in the back here and take these couple of nuts off, but look what I found. Somebody has been making themselves a home back here again. I don't think this is fresh because I haven't seen any new activity, but maybe over the course of the summer here, somebody had found themselves a home and into the fall. So we'll go ahead and get that cleaned out. All right, try again here to get this panel off. That took more effort than was needed. Or these rusted off clips. And there it comes. All right, you can see this piece here is bent a bit. I know I've got a few pieces of these in the trunk. Maybe it'll fit, who knows? Yes. Here we go, we need these other couple of clips right under here. Oh, see my wheel skirt, not in that bad a shape. Not in that good a shape, but not that bad. Looks like there was some undercoating at one point in time, so we'll add this to our pile of things to get cleaned up. But at least it's here. Nope, those are going to need some penetrant on them, so we'll work on taking these off and come back to this panel. But for the meantime, I'm going to run around, take this trim piece off the other side and see where we're at. All right, so I've gotten the trim off this back piece here and along onto the other side as well. and get my tripod out of the way. Come on, camera, having problems. There we go. Got this trim piece off too. And I'm noticing, of course, that we've got some damage down here to deal with. So I'm gonna have to get some metal, cut this out, repair it along here, and a little bit up front there too. That is not covered by trim. So that's one thing to look at. I got a few more pieces, a few more dents here to deal with, but nothing I haven't already expected. So now let's go take a look back on this driver's side. Still need more lighting in here. I swear when I put the shop up, I'm gonna have lights overhead and 7 feet up around the whole perimeter of the dang building. So my thought is, after I shadow myself, I wanna get this trim off and see what I'm looking at under here for rust. I mean, some of this trim's already coming off, so. All right, screws are out, take the trim piece off, see what we're working with. Honestly, it's about what I expected. Oddly, everything else here seems really solid except for this area right here. And that. All right, this piece here and the rocker trim are two different pieces, so I'm going to see if I can get this off and see what it looks like underneath. Or maybe I'm not. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some penetrant on here, let that soak in because I don't want to strip these out, which I'm probably going to end up doing anyways. But we'll go ahead. Screwdriver holder, crap. But we'll go through and take a look at the other side. As long as I've got the door handles off. Oh, need a separate way into the door. There we go. All right, he needs to get hit with penetrant, as do all of these, so I'm just going to stay ahead of myself. All right, so this needs to get hit, and I'm just going to hit these as well as long as we're here. The ones underneath. So I guess for the moment we are kind of stuck waiting for that stuff to soak in. And I may start making my way around the car, either taking off trim or knocking down some of the body filler that I've already put in. So I think for right now, it is still currently nap season. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off trim because we do not want to wake up the tiny humans. So it's trim time. There's so much crud back here, I can't see what I'm looking at. To determine if there's a screw back here, I don't see anything inside, so I'm gonna have to take some time, figure out how this trim strip comes off before I get any further into it. So maybe we are gonna play with some body work. Plan B. Alrighty, let's try and knock down some of our spots here with some 40 and our soft sanders. Alrighty, well, there's our first lap around on 40 grit. I'm going to look at how to get the rest of this trim off so we can come back in the next video and pull off the rest of our trim. Make a lap around with 80 grit, hopefully. And maybe work on getting out some more of these dents. And of course, this mystery area back here needs a pull. And back here also has a dent that has to come out. And maybe we'll also be able to get the rest of the trim off down here at the base of the door. Let's see what damage lies ahead in the rockers. I did pull off the wheel skirts, and they're in here. And those are in good shape. They've got some undercoating on them. Some pretty hefty undercoating. So they're in good shape overall. Need a good coat of paint, of course, but otherwise, for right now, we're going to leave with a question for you. My original intent was to come back and shoot the same color on the car, but I've now had 2 attempts to find the paint code. I actually have the paint code from under the hood, and it's paint code 468. I ordered that from a vendor, and when that showed up, it was almost like an olive drab green with a little bit of metallic fleck in it. I'll throw a picture below here from my test panel. And I said, that's not right. So I looked again, and a different paint code, 477, looked to be a little bit lighter color blue than what was on here, but not this. This is darn near duck egg blue, rabbit egg blue. It's supposed to be a twilight blue. No part of this to me says twilight. So maybe Twilight Zone to find the right paint, but it kind of got me to another train of thought with the furnace. Let's go fix you for a second. Do I want to do the two-tone? And I brought this up before in the last video. From here up would be a white color, and from here down would be the blue. So we've got a nice chrome strip to divide the color. And I had some white laying around from my repair on the Ford doors a couple years ago. And I just shot that on my test panel along with the blue. And I've got to get it sanded out and stuff. I've just done some basic clear, 1 quick coat of clear and 2 coats of base, just out of a rattle can, so nothing special here. But put the trim piece on here. If it'll stay. Do we like that combination? I mean, I think it's kind of a pretty combination to go with, especially if you set it up against the car. So, take a look. Of course it is painted you. You're going to scuff, aren't you? As a very loose example, of course I can't get the trim piece on here yet, but if we did the blue and white combo, would this blue be too bright of a blue? Now my intent is to get the thick white wall tires on here, big thick 4-inch white sidewalls. And of course we paint the rims the same blue color with the white pinstriping on it. Do we do something like this? Or do I keep looking for the proper blue color? You know, to me, that I'm thinking about it a little more, having seen some other colors, this blue, I kind of want to call it a businessman blue. It seems kind of a boring color. Person to leave the house with their suit and tie and briefcase, go and sit in a boring office for 8 hours, and come back home to his family. Does that seem terribly exciting? Or do we want to go with this two-tone, maybe a little different color blue, not quite so bright, but I think a little more fun, a little more country color, a little more pizzazz, certainly more fun church-going car on a Sunday morning, a nice sunny summer, fall morning, whatever, instead of this kind of boring blue. Not original, original. So it's just sort of the thought. If I did that, I'd have to go ahead and, of course, repaint the dashboard as well. I hadn't planned on taking that out, but maybe I'll end up having to now. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts on what to do with the colors. I'm sort of at a loss. I'm 50-50. You know, originally it was going to be full restoration back to original, and the more I've been thinking about it, I'm going to go through and do conversion for disc brakes and kind of bring up some of the safety features. And while I still plan on keeping it the 6-volt system, when I pull out the engine to rebuild that, depending on how far gone that is internally, I mean, it runs well right now. You know, I think it's only got about 60,000 miles on it. But if I get inside of it and the bearings are shot and I'm going to be looking at, you know, thousands of dollars to get that rebuilt, maybe I just put a little V8 in there or a newer inline 6, 12 volts, whatever, and just kind of bring the whole drivetrain up to current status too. So I'm kind of would like to keep that drivetrain, just bring some of the other safety features up, brakes especially. Leave your comments below and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching this. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like it, share it on social media. And again, when we come back in the next video, we'll work on getting off the rest of this trim and more of the body work, getting the rest of the car prepped for primer. Take care. Talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.